I forgot my test recording was still on, so the interview you're about to hear was unintentionally recorded, but then pieced together in a way to make it kind of have a coherent narrative. It took the audio from my AirPod, dropped all of my mic inputs, so that's why it kind of sounds like this.
Been better, but can't complain that much. I mean, I just came here to check out the world because I guess I had this on my list to check out. And plus I'm more so, I mean, I guess a deep thinker, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it. Seriously, I was actually, earlier I was in like a chess club world. There was just like a bunch of fucking, not even teenagers, like, just running about and screaming at each other about like relationship stuff, and I was like, what? Like, I can't imagine that. They have VR chat relationships in here type shit, and they're making big deals out of them. I'm just like, yeah, in VR chat, and I was like, what? Bro. I guess it's better than having like no social life though, I guess, in that case. I kinda fit in there as well though, because I didn't really have VR for so long anyways. No, I don't think it sounds like you're farting at all. It definitely just sounds like some squeaky chair type deal. I mean, even then, it might just be a lot of young people. I say young people, my god. Can't believe I'm old enough to say that now. I guess I count as a full-grown adult by this point. But, I mean, I guess it's pretty cool being an adult and stuff. Nah, I don't know. No. For most of my life, I've lived, like, in a, like, suburb-type area. Living in suburbs, like, it's peaceful and stuff, but it's also, like, depending on your type of situation and stuff, it's kind of like, it doesn't really help, I guess, with certain aspects in life, I'd say. Like, being social and stuff is more, you have to be more proactive about it, otherwise you'll, like, kind of end up where, like, I'm kind of at by this point, where, like, there's literally no one my age currently where I live, in a suburb area. So it's like, who do I, like, talk to when, you know, there's literally no one else here that can really relate to me at this point. All there are, like, high schoolers are down, and the rest are just, like, adults type deal that aren't my generation, right? Where I feel like with cities, it's, like, very easy to find a lot of, like, diverse different both age groups and just different cultures and stuff and types of stuff like that. Like all the time you'd see, like, whether it be on like TV shows, movies, even just general, like whether it be adults or teenagers and stuff, like in high school or something. Like, it's just generally something that's, I guess you could call it taboo, like, in that sense. Like, if you do that, it's just like, you really shouldn't. Like, it's just seen as a horrible type of thing to do. Even though it's like, we're all human by this point, and it's like, why we gotta, like, keep it as like a derogatory thing by this point, when it's like, a lot of people now are, like, kind of just waiting and planning out their lives nowadays, more so than, like, how it used to be, where it was, you get out of high school, you go get married, you have a family type deal, where, yeah, exactly. I don't know how different your situation is from mine, but I'd assume it's probably very different considering, you know, you grew up cityscape type deal, and I was always in the suburbs. It's just very strange, I guess, to me, just thinking about, like, how other people are progressing, because I'm always so focused on, like, my stuff type deal, and, like, oh, I gotta get so-and-so grade type deal, and I gotta get, like, this thing done by the end of this week type deal, and, like, I've always been just a person who's driven themselves to do something, because, like, if I didn't do something, then I would just be, like, looked down upon either by others or by, like, my parents and family type deal. So it's like, I guess kind of a rock and a hard place in that type of deal where I'm very confident like in getting like a job or something, so to speak, or like just working 9 to 5 type shit because like I guess I never had a goal in mind. Whereas like maybe you had like a goal or something, which is like why you're in college, I'm assuming, like film and television. Like I'm in college too. Yeah, like I'm in college too, but it's like I only went because I was forced to by my parents and family because they were just like, oh, you gotta do better than we were because none of us went to college type deal, right? And it's like, yeah, I feel like I grew up in a like good way to be able to handle the type of stress because by this point I kind of just I don't want to say I don't really give a shit anymore, right? But like honestly, I couldn't care less about what I do with my life as long as I'm, satisfied with what I'm doing right now, which is currently being on VR chat talking to someone, I guess. Yeah, no, like I've never lived in like obviously a city type setting, but in the suburbs, I feel like it's just not really heard of, at least especially where I lived. Like it was kind of just very low crime rate. Like I kind of feel like privileged in that sense because I never got uh like an experience with like having my stuff stolen type deal, but like maybe I've had something stolen like from my locker in school or something, or like uh I left something in the classroom and someone just took all my shit type deal, like something to that effect. But I've never had like literal merchandise type stuff, like maybe my clothes, my wallet, like something like that, like very valuable stolen. So I don't think in suburbs it's as bad really, like it's pretty, like if anything it's probably petty crime that is in suburbs, which I feel kind of bad having that privilege over a lot of other people because I feel like I could easily live in like a worse situation than I am in now because of the way I've grown up. I feel like a lot of like people in cities and stuff have bigger dreams than like I've ever had, so I feel like it's kind of just like I wish I could just swap places with them so I can just like live out their lives like in a worse situation and still make it, whereas they can like live out in a good situation and make their dreams come true, right? Having the safety and all that, like, it makes it so I don't have to have, like, the same experiences that you may have to, like, where you're being, like, either intimidated or beat for, well, not, like, beat mentally or physically or maybe not literally in that sense, you get what I mean. But I feel like, in my aspect, like, I'm kind of, like, contradicting that entire, like, what I'm saying, like, entirely what I'm saying, because I kind of grew up wanting to like get that experience. I wanted those types of experiences so that I could learn from them because I thought there were good aspects that I could gain from those. And like that like kind of made me delve down into like deeper and darker territories like the more I grew up, I guess. So it's like I know all types of like fucked up shit and stuff about the world, but it's like that none of that is coming into use in my suburban life, so it's like it's kind of contradicting entirely like the entire safety factor that we're given. I don't know where I was going with that. That was kind of just me just saying that, I guess. Taking kind of a side road off into philosophy, might as well just say, the usual saying of like conflict itself is breeds like more character, right? So like the more we as human beings suffer, we do build character from that, whether or not like people themselves want to be in those situations or not, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess in that sense I kind of just made myself suffer for more character in that sense, which is kind of like masochistic and fucked up, but I don't know. It's interesting. I interest myself. That's kind of weird. Maybe white guy type stereotypical, but like sports itself, like whether it be in high school or college type of setting, is probably like the most that I've seen within suburban area at least. Like I can't really think of anything off the top of my head where people specifically went out of their way to make their lives harder, whether it be just to look cool or for like other people or like what you were saying, like street cred type stuff. That shouldn't be like for every single person that's in the U.S. Like this is just my own point of view, I guess. Every football like pro type deal you want to call it, like
Are
anyone
you
who is
talking about
super good in their
sports?
sport, usually were just kind of like
Could you
ended
change
up getting
subject,
a
please?
regular job or just followed like a dream job, but it wasn't with sports, right? Usually it was just like that was their time in the moment of like sports, and then just drop all that. We're going on to like just regular work within like where they lived or something, and then they'll probably stay there, right? They'll probably move back into where they lived in by that point.
That's where the recording stopped for some reason. This is just the roughest version of what it will become. This isn't the quality I'm expecting. I'm aiming for much higher. It's just, when you record without recording being in mind beforehand, you just it ends up sounding like this. If you stayed this long, thank you so much. Thank you for staying through this entire rough edit. Um yeah, thank you. I don't know what else to say. Like it's not if thank you. I'm gonna try to add some subtitles in like the final version. I'm gonna try to like fix the audio thing so that you get proper like clear audio from like what he was actually saying, and then you get like actual mic input from me. I already have it all. I have it planned out for the most part. The structure is not going to be like a drumsy sire more. No, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be maybe edited like them because like what's VR chat interviews? What are you going to do? So it's going to be edited. It's going to be edited like that, but like structured in a different way, heavily inspired by the midnight gospel way, you know. But yeah, yeah. Again, thank you. If you heard all of this, thank you for staying this long. Thank you very much. Consider subscribing if anyone cares to subscribe off of the rough cut pilot. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that this would be a cool thing. Like this won't replace my regular content. It might sometimes leak in as that a certain week's piece of content, but I'm aiming for this to be a side series, you know? But yeah, thank you for watching. Oh, also, I'm not done with other gaming stuff. I'm not done with other types of content. It's just I want to add another type. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing if you liked it, like it. Share it if you think you should. I think you should. And yeah, thanks for watching and take care.